Kidnapped, walking the scene, reviewing old flicks from the 90s. So keen, the VHS Club, they're the talk of the town. Breaking it down, spreading nostalgia all around. Moving and grooving to the synth-pop sound. Their insight so fresh, painting pictures profound. From Pulp Fiction to Clueless, they know it all. The genuine love from movies stands strong. Unfolding memories on that VHS screen, talking about classics like you've never seen. Katie with her charm, Matt with that wit. Together they make the VHS Club legit.
Welcome back to the VHS Club. Happy 100.
Hello.
Happy
100th episode.
Happy 100th episode. It feels
Yay,
kind of
us.
surreal. We're gonna
Yeah.
bask in the moment of how crazy this is, that somehow we've been doing this for 100 episodes and no one has shut it off yet. Down yet. No one has shut
You
it
guys
down.
keep coming back.
You guys keep coming back. Thanks to everyone for all of your awesome comments. I'm laughing. Jeff is saying that he hopes this episode is worthy to phone home about. We see what you did there. we see what you
Adorable.
did there. And now we're making Paul feel really, really old. Well, we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to try something a little bit different. It could completely fail. It's already failed a little bit earlier, but that was behind the scenes before we got started. So we're
Which is classic us.
just
For a
classic us.
classic 100 episode.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Classic 100 episodes. So I will say, for those of you who are watching with us live, it's going to be an adventure. And for those of you who are watching or listening later, there might be some confusion as you're like, what happened? What are you guys? It's fine. It's all going to be fine.
Yeah.
Well, huge thank you to everyone for hanging out, and huge thank you to all of you for supporting the show for 100 episodes. I mean, obviously, we really
It means a lot to us, really. Thank you so much.
could not have done any of it without you. We have Val here. Val, have you seen ET? Inquiring minds need to know. Thank you. I see Daryl here. Thank you. Kathy, Jeff, Paul, Andrew, Caleb. The whole gang is here. Josh is here.
You're making me think of the romper room.
I
Do you
know.
remember that? And I see Josh and I see Caleb.
Yeah. And as Paul said, so tonight's episode, if things go horribly wrong, it was intentional blooper reel planning because we don't have a blooper reel yet. And I mean, what show that talks about the 80s, 90s, and today doesn't have a blooper reel? So it's going to be all good. But good.
We'll see
So
what
we need
happens.
to give 1 second here. We need to give a round of applause to the one and only Nat, who was like, let's do ET for episode 100, which was the absolute best possible move. So we're diving into ET. I'm really upset that I was going to go out and buy myself like a giant pack of Reese's Pieces, and now I feel really sad that I didn't do that. So I hope everyone else has their Reese's Pieces with them. If you're
I
not,
don't know that
allergic.
I've seen Reese's Pieces like in decades at this point.
Really?
Like, do they
Oh my
still
gosh.
make
Oh
them?
yeah. Oh, they're like
Okay.
wildly popular.
Are they sold in Canada still?
Maybe
'Cause
not. Are they sold in
I'm like, I really genuinely can't think. I know there's the mini Reese's cups,
Yeah.
and I know there's the regular Reese's cups. and
there's
I know
Reese's
there's the extra
everything.
big Reese's cups.
There's even like you guys probably don't get them in Quebec because it's Quebec. But,
It's Quebec.
but they have
Yeah.
like even the little pumpkin shaped ones at Halloween. Reese's
What?
cups, but not Reese's.
No,
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's the little things in life.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, Reese's Pieces
Interesting.
are still a thing, but sadly I did not get any for tonight. But hopefully other people are enjoying it. And I was going to call out the one and only Paul, who said, "Who has their Skittles?" And I was like, I'm not gonna. He'll get that. And then he corrected himself to who has the Reese's Pieces. So it is Reese's Pieces. First fun fact of the evening. It actually was supposed to be M&Ms, and M&Ms apparently didn't make the deal with them, which I'm sure that they're still really
Poor
upset
choice.
about. Poor choice. Poor choice on their behalf.
Whoever signed off on that note got fired.
Absolutely. Well, before we jump into it, Jeff has like an awesome question right off the start that I'm really terrible at answering. So I'm gonna make Nat answer first. So
Fun.
which 2 episodes do you think, Nat, were the best if you had to just pick 2? I love that he allowed it for us to have 2 episodes and not 1. What are your top 2?
I have no idea.
No idea.
Maybe the Labyrinth, because
Yeah,
apparently I said swoon a lot, and that was funny.
that was fun.
I don't remember saying that a lot, but I mean, it is David Bowie, so I easily distracted. So maybe that episode.
Yep.
Um,
You get to pick one more. While you're thinking about it, there is an Oreo Reese's combo, so like you're really missing out.
Yeah, we just don't have those options here.
And this just in, Val has seen ET, so we're safe space
Yay!
safe space for everyone. Jeff is saying it's a trick question. The answer is obviously the 2 episodes that he was on with us, which were V and Grease. So don't even worry about answering that. See, I've been saved.
Perfect.
I have to say I'm planning to for a presentation I have to give tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and I'm using this show as an example. So you'll have to all just be part of this experience with me, whether or not you like it. And I was going back through old episodes as I was planning for that, and our first ever episode, which was Empire Records, that was number 1 first episode.
Yes.
We were like, yes, let's do this. We were originally going to do Die Hard for all of our obvious reasons. Then we're like, no.
Yeah.
We'll do
Like, let's
Empire
save it for
Records.
Christmas.
Yeah, we'll save it for Christmas. Cover your ears, Kathy. We're gonna save it for Christmas. And and so we jumped in and we did Empire Records, and we were like, no one will show up for this. So it's fine. We'll live stream it. We'll have high energy.
Yeah.
No one will show. And no one did. 0 live viewers. 0 live viewers.
Were we able? But was that the first time we did that episode, or the second time we did that episode?
Exactly. So this is my favorite episode because we were like, we're nailing it. Even though no one is here live, we're incredible. We're so proud of ourselves. All the best things.
Yeah.
And then we got like more than halfway through the episode, and then it just ends because the internet was like, and it all just. So then we had to redo the episode, also live, also no live viewers, and so we called that one Empire Records, the remix edition. So we did our first episode twice. You can still watch both episodes live here on this channel. We just left it up. We're like, you know what? First episode,
whatever.
And then first episode part 2, and then jumped officially in. And somehow you all still hang out with us, which I think is absolutely.
You guys found
incredible.
us.
Yeah. It's because we left that episode up, it's that's
Yeah, it was the fumble.
It was the fumble. So those are my favorite 2 episodes. Episode 1 and then episode 1 part 2. those remain my favorite episodes. They're probably not at all the best episodes, but they are ridiculous. All right, well, let's jump in. So the format of this episode, if you're just joining us, someone tricked you into coming here. This show, we just share all of our feelings about movies everyone has already seen except for Val. And we have a live studio audience who are hanging out with us. So if you're like, next time I want to be here, you can always join us most Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. And this episode, we are also going to have a whole series of ridiculous questions and trivia and nonsense. And then at the end of it, we're going to pick one lucky winner who's going to get a $30 merch gift card so that they can buy themselves some potato t-shirts and other stuff.
Christian Tater merch.
Yeah, Christian Tater merch. So, it's an exciting extravaganza here. So let's dive in now. What is this movie about? If they have not yet seen E.T.
if you haven't seen E.T., I question things.
Yeah,
but,
I'm a little
okay,
concerned, but let's pretend that it's
I mean,
all
like, everybody has an
babies
idea of
and they
what
have not seen it.
bad parenting.
Bad
then.
parenting, yeah.
So it's about a young family,
Mhm.
a mother with 3 kids, and an alien. They don't seem to have. Anyways, an alien gets left behind when his family is leaving, or his friends or his comrades. I'm not sure. So we see the spaceship leaving. One little guy gets left behind. He finds this young family, and the kids and eventually the mom all sort of rally around him and help him get home.
That's I dig it. That's a pretty good summary.
Yeah.
I watched
And
this.
then there's evil men, and it makes me cry every time.
Mhm.
I dislike the second half of this movie.
Yeah, the scientists are bad guys in this movie in that they just want to keep the alien. And
They want to hurt him.
the lesson is that
It's
you
like-
should not allow aliens who are really cute to stay here. You should you should have them be. You should.
The
have them
lesson
be.
is that the kids have more empathy
Yep.
and compassion and ethics than pretty much all of the adults except for the mom in this movie.
Yeah, which is an important life lesson all the way through.
Yeah.
I watched this again for the 9 millionth time last night with Scarlett, who I think had seen this maybe when she was like way too young to remember. Like I put it on way too early for her.
Yeah.
So I was like, watch this with me again for what will feel like the first time for you. And she was like, is this the monster movie? I was like, no, there's no monsters in this. There are aliens. she was like, okay. So she was very convinced that this was going to be a monster movie, in which it was not. And then she was like, I thought this was supposed to be a sad movie. I was like, well, it is sad, yes.
Well-
and then I felt bad after watching My Girl with her. So I was like, no one dies in this movie. Like, it may feel like it, but I just want to be clear.
It's
We're gonna
not
make it
as
through.
sad as My Girl
not
because
as sad as
very
My
few
Girl.
movies are.
Nothing is as sad as My Girl. In my
Except for maybe
personal,
Beaches.
yeah, Beaches and My Girl stand alone, but I did prepare her, I think, accordingly for it. But I do love, so she had all kinds of amazing comments all the way through this movie, which just made it way more fun to watch. But she immediately pointed out that from the very first moment that we see the bad guys in this movie, the scientists and government officials who are trying to keep the alien and study him and whatever, you only really see like their torso, like one man's torso for like much of the beginning, and just his keys attached. And she was like, that guy's important. He's got a lot of keys. I was like, yep. accurate description.
That was not a very stealth moment. They're trying to find this alien that they know is separated from the ship, and they're trying to find him to capture him, and he's like jangling through the woods with his keys, like not very stealth.
Yeah. I did realize, and you probably appreciated this too when you were rewatching this, but like this movie is like wonderfully dated. Like it has things in it that just don't exist anymore at all. Like the idea of, so it's a single mom. She's got these 3 kids, a teenager, and then these 2 younger kids. And the Elliott, the main kid that finds E.T. in the backyard and sneaks him into the house and like wants to keep him and become best friends with him, which
care of him.
Totally believable. But he pretends that he's sick for the day so that he can like spend time with E.T. And he does this by, he has like a plug into the wall heat pad, which we still have. That's valid. And then he's got like the old
have one
school.
right here.
That's like, I got it right here. He's got one of those old school thermometers that you put like under your tongue, and he has like a light he slides it and he holds it up to the light, and then he puts like the heating pad on his face so that he can pretend to be sick. And I was like,
Sweaty.
oh yeah, totally. And I had to explain this to Scarlett because we have those like digital swipe thermometers. Like the mom like today would just walk in and be like, doo-doo-doo, and be like, oh no, you're fine. Get up, you need to go to school.
I still have, okay, granted, it is from the 80s, but I still have my normal thermometer. But I'm like, oh, it is from the 80s. Never mind.
I would not have been fooled.
Yeah.
I would have been like, nah, you're fine. You need to go. You need to go to school. But I did love that part. And I love, as Josh is saying, like the pop culture references in this movie are insane. But a lot of them like are still
The unboxed Star Wars toys.
yeah, where he's going through
He's
all of
just
his
playing
toys.
with them. I was like, oh my God. Like they were not worth what they are now then. Like when they made this movie, Star Wars was just recently out. I'm like, oh my god, Boba Fett's out of the package. Yeah, that I gasped.
Yeah. Did you feel okay? This is another question I had from watching this with a 10-year-old. But so the entire movie, Scarlett just like kept repeating over and over again. She was like, "This family is rich," and I was like, they are not rich. They're supposed to be like solidly middle class. I was like, she's a single parent and has like 3 kids. I was like, I'm pretty sure our house is bigger than hers. And she was like, no, that's a big house. That house is way bigger than ours.
Big.
Did it look big?
Like
to you?
It looked big because even when they're like the outside shots of the house, it looked rather large. All the houses in the neighborhood looked rather large.
All right, maybe it was just me then. I was.
I mean, the kids did have like each bedroom, but it had like a joined closet.
It had like
so
a
that
Jack
might make
and Jill
you think
closet.
it's small. Yeah, I don't know. And the kitchen seemed cozy, but I don't know. From the exterior, it seemed big.
Yeah.
Like it was like an area too where there was new development.
I was gonna say it was California, so like my giant New England house is probably like, I mean, it would be like not equally relatable to a house that same size in California, especially in Southern California for sure. Yeah, okay, valid point. I just was so funny. I kept correcting her and she was like, "No, you're wrong. Like that's a gigantic house and this is a wealthy family."
And like she did say that her husband they were just recently separated.
And he's off in Mexico.
Though it implied that he was off with his friend in Mexico, which I found that so sad. She's like, but he hates Mexico. And it's like that realization. She's like, no, he just hates me. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mom's story was quite sad and like how she's just like trying to get by, which is how the kids kind of got away with having an alien in the house for a few days and like skipping school and all of this stuff because, you know, she's distracted and she's running around doing everything on her own. So.
Probably close to the poltergeist neighborhood. Yeah, there you go. You know, I mean, I feel like aliens, witches, ghosts, it's fine. This one had like
it's all in the same ballpark.
This movie also had like one of those fantastic like old school Halloween scenes, which I thought was great. But you're right. Before we leave this moment, I do want to totally agree with you that the mom is like, and maybe it's just because I'm older now, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, pour one out for this mom. She's awesome. She's like, she's working like, you know, she's obviously like trying her best to work. She's taking care of these 3 kids. She's like, does a pretty good job. Like her kids are like fairly like respectful. They generally seem to get along with each other. Like I do love in the first scene of this movie, which initially I was like, wow, this scene is wild, but it opens up but the older brother and a bunch of his friends are playing games and eating pizza. There's like a decent amount of smoking happening, which is weird. And they're like but she's like right there with them and like seems to just be like, it felt very cozy and family centric, which I don't think that like today is common. I feel like now that we all have phones and devices, everyone is kind of off in their own spaces. So it was nostalgic for me to see this like kitchen scene. Them all
kids are playing
together.
Dungeons and Dragons though. That's
yeah.
I'm like, that's important. It's not.
True.
It's important
Nerdy
for the
kids.
future creation of Stranger Things. But it's not,
true.
Which is, and it's so cute because you see how inspired the TV show Stranger Things was from this movie.
Oh yeah, from
it's like just so much. So many of the scenes and like even like the bad guy scientist guy in Stranger Things looks a lot like the guy in, like the evil scientist guy with the keys, Mr. Keyman.
the key master.
Yeah. And I was like, could it be? I'm like, oh no, wait, it can't be Matthew Modine in both because Matthew Modine was a kid when this movie was like he was younger. So, but it's very cute.
the keys. Yeah, and as Daryl was saying, there were a lot of Spielberg movies that had these very specific scenes. And yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think this movie, like I have to say, similar to how I felt about Jaws, like this movie doesn't feel dated to me in that I don't know, like I feel like the practical effects and even like the costuming for ET, granted, I watched the 2002 restored special edition version of this on DVD, but I did think that like it holds up pretty well because like other than like that it's obviously taking place in the early 80s, but it it didn't feel like so campy that you were kind of like, oh, this is bad at this point. Like it feels like a pretty high production, it's definitely a Steven Spielberg high production film. Yeah. There was no point where it felt like it was, I don't know, badly done. So there's a reason why he is who he is.
Yeah. It didn't have any of the sort of pop culture fashion or music really focused in it. So that kind of puts it in in the near past realm, like it doesn't, for like a kid putting it on today, they wouldn't be like, oh, that took place in like 1982. They would, it's more ambiguous now, so.
And this,
because they don't have like, there's no scene where they're like spraying their hair into vinyl bangs or, like any of those like really sort of like John Hughes's Pretty in Pink, where it's very pop culture. Like there's a lot of pop culture in it that was rare for John Hughes, but in Pretty in Pink, you put that on, like, oh, that's the 80s. This one, like, it could be 70s, 80s, 90s, somewhere ish.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think too that like the storytelling is also just so fantastic in this one that you're so sort of captivated by like watching the relationship between E.T. and Elliott and Gert and Michael to some extent that you don't really necessarily care as much about like the clothing or the time period it's in. As you said, the music is so good. Like the composition of the music is just so fantastic and it's not like pop culture
drives
songs,
the emotion.
So it drives the emotion of it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see. Hey, Game Freakness. I didn't see the audition tape for the kid actor in E.T. Did you, Nat? Did you watch any of the audition tapes?
No, there is an E.T. Special. Mm-hmm. It's like an hour and a half like TV special or something that they did, and I think I had seen it, but I haven't.
You
seen
did not
recently,
rewatch it,
so I don't
recently.
remember.
Yeah.
No, like not like decades. So I don't remember if I've seen the audition tapes or not. I feel like I've seen Drew Barrymore, or maybe I've heard her talk about it, but
yeah, she
was so adorable.
She was so adorable
so
in
cute.
this. She looks exactly the same as she does now. Like she is totally just like a
so cute,
older but still the exact same face, the exact same voice. And I do think it was hilarious that she literally thought E.T. was real. Like she was like all in this movie, which I just think is absolutely adorable.
I have to say her character though, every time they're like, you have to promise not to tell anybody, she's like, hey mom, guess what? 30 seconds later, I want you to meet my friend. Like, I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, she is so stereotypically the little sister. Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, the kids, after the scientists, like, very they track them down by listening into people's homes and breaking into her home. None of them seem to be issuing warrants or anything like that, but whatever, I guess the aliens were involved, so the plot is lost a little with grown-ups when it comes to stuff like that. So the kids then realize that E.T. did not pass away, he is alive, and they're gonna help him go home because E.T. says, I phoned home, they're coming, like, I gotta go. And they're like, okay, we got you. And the kids sort of all band together to help him escape. And she's just like the scientist is like, where are you going? And then Gertie's like, we're gonna go to the alien ship. And it's her mom's like, shut up. Like, even the mom was like, I know you're a toddler, but like, shut the fuck up.
Believable. Totally believable.
Yeah.
Totally, absolutely.
No impulse control, doesn't really understand like the importance of keeping a secret. Like,
yeah. I do love that. I mean, maybe less so for Michael, the teenager in this, but both like Gert has her own moments too with E.T. So like there's there's the entire scene where, so as we said earlier, so like Elliott is homesick for the day with ET, and they get into like all kinds of ridiculousness, and he like eats all the food, and he's trying to get him to communicate, and you're getting to know this character better. And then it is actually Gertie who is home with him watching like Sesame Street and other things that gets him to start talking. And the
she's trying to teach him.
She's trying to teach him
She brings him a
letters.
coloring book
Yeah.
with like animals. Like it's an alphabet coloring book. So she's trying to like see like D is for duck, and like you see she like the whole time. Like I think it's because she's learning these things. Like she's watching these shows. She's doing this kind of learning. So she's like, oh, I know how to help, and it's actually so sweet.
Yeah, she's so sweet. And when he starts talking, like her excitement is awesome. And so interested to know what your favorite moment is. My all-time favorite moment in this movie is where Elliott gets home from school and ET has been with Gertie, and he now is talking, and he's in the like Golden Girls dress with the wig and the hat. Yeah. And he's just in the room, and I was like, E.T. has never been
so cute
better than he is in drag in this scene where he's just this like cantankerous old lady, and he's like, Elliott, pointing, and like I don't know. I know he can be scary for like a lot of little kids here and there, but he's just so heartwarming and fun in that scene. That definitely is one of my favorites. How about you? Do you have a favorite moment?
I think it's when they're saying goodbye at the end.
Oh, tearjerker.
And E.T. is like, come.
Yeah.
He's like, my planet's going to treat you way better than your planet is going to treat me. Why don't you come?
Fair.
Like, I was just like, oh, it was so cute. And how like when they say like, they have how does he put it? An ouch?
Yeah, he just goes, ouch. His finger lights up.
Yeah, because he could heal things, right? Like the dead flowers come back to life. Elliott
cuts himself,
cut, and E.T. heals him, and and how you could see E.T. doesn't really understand. Like he's trying to figure out how to express the feelings, and Elliott doesn't know how to say it either, so they just say ouch to each other. And that like guts me every time. It's so sweet.
Yeah, I know. For whatever reason, there's something about E.T.'s voice and like the way that he says things that are it's just so repetitive. Like the entire time we were watching it, we were both like, ouch, Elliott. I know phone home, E.T. phone home is like the most kind of iconic line from this movie, but I do love all of his other like ridiculous things that he says, and like the hiding behind all of the stuffed animals. I just think they did such a brilliant job of this character having such a childlike personality that just develops. And I mean, it's actually not even all that long a movie. It's a standard like 2-hour long film. Yeah. But you see kind of him become, have more and more of a personality, and he's learning things and trying things out. And it's like through the eyes of children, with children. It's just, I don't know. There's something really sweet about him as a character.
It makes you, like, as a viewer, I always thought E.T. was also a kid. But we don't actually know that.
Yeah, we don't really know a whole lot about him.
I mean, he was smart enough to build, with whatever Elliott gave him, a device to phone home, literally. Like, to send out signal for them to come back and get him. And, like, Elliott gave him random things, like, whatever that red talk thing was. I can't remember what those are called.
Like see
a spell thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
And he had a fork and a saw, like a piece to a blade to a saw. And he just had an umbrella with foil. And he's like, got it.
Again.
No problem. And some string.
We've talked about this a lot, but like there's something about the magic of the movies from this era where there was this idea that, like, whether it was kids or aliens or whatever, like there was this idea of like invention and creativity and problem solving. I think that a lot of the newer films
and
don't have as much.
No. I also like how the kids have the power in this movie.
Yeah, they're
like at
they're
the
alone
end.
in many cases, right? Like there's a
Yeah.
freedom and an autonomy to it.
At the end when they're escaping, so the older brother is trying to figure out how to drive a truck. He's like, I've never actually driven. And he's like practically crying as they're running away from like the cops and God knows what else military. And he's like, I'm never going to get my license now. And he sees his friends and he's like, meet us at the place. And like all the kids sort of band together and help them escape, and which also that casting call for the stuntmen for like it's like expert BMX riders like must have been the casting call, because like clearly the people doing all the BMX stunts on these bikes were adults.
Yeah,
Like,
you can actually see it, but like if you that
Like,
is
you
one
could
of the
see
practical
Elliott, like-
effects, yeah, where you're like
Elliott in his red hoodie, you see him like change size like 10 times, like depending on the shot. But like these kids, they're biking through the town and the new construction areas and into the forest, and they're trying to get away from like the bad guys, which is just, the authorities.
Yeah.
And you see like when they finally get cornered by all the cops, and that scene, it makes me so mad. And they have all their guns drawn like on these kids.
Yeah.
And as the mom said, like, they're just children. What's wrong with you? And as far as all of these people know, the alien's dead. So they're really just drawing guns on a dead body and children.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me. But I mean, so then E.T. like sort of scoops them all up with his power, so they're all on their bikes and they're suddenly flying over the cars. I loved the reaction of all the kids. Like the one that's like stunned into silence, the other one who shuts his eyes, he's like, just give me a yo when we hit ground, like when this is over. Oh my god, it was cute.
Yeah. I love the camaraderie of all of the kids, like the friends, the siblings. There's just something really sweet about it. Like there's the stereotypical like bickering, and there's the as we were saying, Gertie telling on everyone, and like all of the stereotypes, tattletale is there. But in the end, when like push comes to shove, they're all there for each other, including all the friends, which I think is fantastic. Yeah. I love the Halloween scene. That's probably another one of my all-time favorites, because I love how just like excited the mom is and how completely different it is from like 80s Halloween from like now Halloween, where it's like the single mom, she like is fully decked out in her costume, and the kids come down and they're like full out lying to her. It's like clearly like not her daughter behind the ghost under the ghost. It's like a boxy like shorter alien. But she gets her like Polaroid, she takes the photo, this is all like typical parent behavior for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
But then it's just
we
like,
always
okay,
had
bye.
our pictures taken at Halloween.
Like be home an hour after dark, which okay, fine. Yeah. Like they're together. That part I even am on board with. But
so it's like the 80s kids wore watches. Okay. Like everybody wore watches in the 80s. That was just a thing. So they would know.
Timex, all the Timex watches. But so the kids are gone. But then like when she panics because Elliott is like gone with E.T. and he's out way too late because they're trying to help him phone home, as we all know. But like she goes through the neighborhood, and the neighborhood is like straight up chaos. There's like kids in like costumes like screaming around. There's toilet paper and like eggs everywhere. I was like, wow, all right. Like this devolved very quickly for parents that were like, get home whenever you want to. Like get home when it gets dark.
Mat night. I mean, I guess in Canada it was mat night, where you would go and where bad kids would do delinquent things the night before Halloween.
Yeah, is that still a thing? People who live in the US, was that a thing in the US? That it was a thing in Canada.
I looked it up. I can't remember. I think we talked about it before. I think we talked about it on the podcast before, and I had looked it all up. It was called Mat Night in Canada because it initially started people would steal your doormats.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why it's called Mat Night, and it's called different things in different places. There are different names for it. I think there was a different name in the US for it. Interesting. But it seems it's not a thing at all anymore.
Good. I mean that.
At least here. I mean, I don't even get trick or treaters anymore.
Yeah, we don't really either, which is
people
really sad.
drive their kids to certain neighborhoods. I don't understand I'm like, are they driving them to places where they think they're gonna get like the big chocolate bars?
I
Like,
guess. Yeah. I guess
I
better
don't
candy.
I don't know, but like, yeah, no, everybody hops in their car, and it drives me crazy because it's like you're walking around, like I'm out with my niece, and it's like there's cars everywhere. Like
Mhm.
everybody's driving, and the cars are following their kids, and it's like, well, just get out and walk.
You
Like,
have legs.
you shouldn't be. I'm like, there's little kids in costumes in the dark running around. Don't like put your car in park, bud. Like it drives me crazy. Anyways, no, I miss like that scene from the movie where it was just like everybody was just sort of walking around, and the kids felt safe enough in certain neighborhoods to be able to just,
Go.
you'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, be home after dark.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not that anymore.
Well, some awesome notes coming through from our incredible tater tots. Daryl says that he recently saw a photo of Spielberg with the ghost sheet on the camera, ET's perspective of his Halloween costume, which I think is fantastic.
So cute.
Paul is saying, which is why we chose this one. This was voted the 20th greatest film of all time
Yeah.
by Entertainment Weekly, and it was the top grossing film of the 80s. So
Yeah.
this is like the iconic 80s movie.
Yeah.
This one I didn't know is a fact. Paul is saying that Elliott's last name is never mentioned in the movie. The character's full
No.
name was later confirmed in 2015 as Elliott Taylor, which makes his initials E.T.
Oh,
Which I love. I think that's really sweet because
so
they
cute.
do have that connection point between the movie where they do like when E.T. starts getting sick, Elliott is also getting sick, and they have this kind of
Yeah.
connection all the way through.
He could feel ET's emotions, and it's kind of ridiculous, but kind of funny and kind of not. It's when
Yeah.
ET is looking for some food while Elliott's at school the next day, and he's doesn't find anything he likes, but then he's like, "Oh, beer tastes good, like this Coors Light." It's like, So then Elliott ends up being drunk in class, and which I love that scene. Not that this little kid was drunk in elementary school, but they're doing the frog dissection in science
Yeah.
class, and he's like, no, free the frogs, and he starts like freeing all the frogs, getting them out of the chloroform jars, which I was like, this teacher
Yeah.
gave these kids
Live
frogs that are alive,
Yeah.
and he was going to just put them to sleep so
Yeah.
that the kids could murder the frogs.
I had
Is
a
that
lot of-
how that's
I had a
done?
lot of questions about that scene. So I never went to a school that did any kind of live or otherwise
did.
dissection. But
Not frogs, and it wasn't alive.
But
Like,
I
we
was
didn't- we did
very-
a cow's eye.
yeah, I was confused about that. I was like, wait a second. So are the frog like? Because he says like it won't hurt them at all. We're like we're putting the chloroform in,
Yeah,
and they're
because
just gonna fall asleep. And I was like, to like. Actually, just asleep, and like you're gonna cut them, and then they're still gonna be alive, or like asleep as
Yes,
in they're
that's what-
dead. Like I don't understand. I don't understand what's
Like,
happening.
did the chloroform gas them, or does it just
Yeah,
put them, like, make them pass out like an
Yeah.
anesthetic? Like, that was wild to me.
It was
I
wild.
hated that scene as a kid.
Yeah.
I hate it as an adult. I love when Elliot frees them. And the really pretty little girl in class that seems to always like,
Yeah.
she seemed to have a crush on him, which is like a whole extra plot line that I don't know why it was there, but whatever. When she, like, Elliot's being carted off by the teacher to the principal's office, and she's all like,
and then he
she's
swoops
like,
up and kisses her
"My
just
hero."
like in the movie that's playing in the house where ET is. I thought all of that was just so incredibly sweet.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was so cute.
Anna says that her abuela's fingers look just like ET's. He swore if we stared long enough, they'd start glowing.
That's so
I love
cute.
it. I love it. I think it's absolutely
I
amazing.
love that.
These facts are great, everyone. I love Paula saying Princess Diana had to have her makeup redone at the UK royal premiere before attending the after party because the
Yeah.
film made her cry. It does. It makes, if you did not cry in
Yes.
this movie, I'm scared for
Okay.
you.
So the point where I'm assuming most people cried, besides the goodbye, which was just so heartfelt, and so
heartfelt, yeah.
wonderful, was when all of these men, which I love, they're not even in hazmat suits, but they're actually in full space
Why
suits.
are they in spacesuits? I had to, like, in my
don't-
mind,
the visual was great.
I
but I
remembered
didn't
them
get
in hazmat suits, and so when I was rewatching and they showed up in astronaut suits, and I was like, "Wait,
like,
what?
what?
What's I don't remember this."
And I love they don't just come through the door; they're also like coming in through the windows
Yeah.
in the living room.
They're
I'm
just
like, dear Lord, calm down.
Can we
You
also
could've
talk
just
about the
knocked.
fact it takes them like 33 seconds to completely like saran
the
wrap
house.
this house and like close the entire neighborhood. And I was like, wow, all right,
Yeah.
we're just okay. Let's. I mean, I know,
And like
movie
everybody's
magic, but-
out there just like watching,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so they come in and then E.T. is dying and Elliott is dying because they seem to be connected at this point, and the connection breaks because E.T. does die, and they're trying to keep E.T. alive using like standard medical procedures,
Yeah,
like
for
real
humans.
actual like
Yeah.
for humans medical, and he ends up kind of dying. Like he does die, but he
dies,
lets go because he knows that Elliott's dying.
Yeah.
So he lets himself die-ish because he does come back.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's horrific. And then they're just putting him in a box, and Elliott's just like the scientist Mr. Keys there. He's like, oh, what's wrong? He's like, well, you're just gonna cut him all up.
And I love that. What's wrong? What's wrong?
What do you think?
He's just been through like the most traumatic experience. Like he's been like, there are like
They have
scientists
him
and
pinned
government
down to the
officials
table.
in his house. He's pinned down to a table. He almost died. Like that was a yeah.
People in
What's
these
wrong?
astronauts like strip the kid down to his his jockeys,
whities,
you know,
yeah.
like he was in like thermal
Yeah.
like long johns, I don't know,
Yeah.
and like just the whole thing is horrific. And to
Mhm.
see it as a kid, like as an adult, I'm understanding like the medical words that they're throwing out there, and like I understand the situation more, and I understand why people would be scared of aliens as an adult. But as a kid watching this children's movie, no.
Yeah.
It
it's
was
pretty intense. for a
horrifically
kid's movie.
traumatizing and terrifying.
It is. It is. I'm gonna take it back up
Not
with,
as-
with Josh's favorite moment, which is the scene that stood out to him is when Michael's friend asks why they don't just beam, why E.T. doesn't just beam up, and Elliot replies, "This is reality."
Oh my god, that was
I
so
thought was
cute.
absolutely amazing. Yeah, and this, as Josh is saying, like this film has been referenced in from Star Trek to Stranger Things to every conceivable thing in between. I mean, it is amazing how some films just like captivate the hearts and minds of people. Like Steven Spielberg. I mean, I just can't even. I hope he feels
He
so
has
proud of himself. He's magical, really.
He has a very special way of getting a child's perspective across, and a very special way of showing friendship and empathy and compassion. And especially, it makes it doubly special that he does that through the lens of children.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's why, as a kid and as an adult, this movie just sits with you, and it's really like just very, very special.
Yeah, because I
It's
think
a
if
good
you,
emotions. You go through all the emotions.
you go
but,
through all the
like,
emotions,
good.
but he doesn't like dumb them down for kids too, which I actually think is really important.
No.
So I'm happy that he exists as a filmmaker, because I do think it really makes a big difference. Yeah, Daryl is
I
saying,
love
and then
that
Yoda
he's-
walked by. That guy's costume was great, kid. That
Which-
child's
where
costume
he-
was crazy.
Like, that was not a real 80s costume, because a
That was
real
just like
80s
Yoda
costume
wandering around.
would be that sharp plastic face with those two small holes that were like
Oh, truth.
actually too tiny to see out of properly, with the plastic like bag that's supposed to represent whatever they painted on it, and you just sweat. Like,
Yeah.
is that why we were so thin in the 80s? Because like everybody just
Yeah,
sweat
we just-
everything out from
every-
the stupid Halloween costume.
Every material was designed to make us lose weight. I
Oh
love
my
it.
God.
I didn't know this. E.T.'s races from the Star Wars universe. They appear in the Senate in Episode 1 in 1999. Oh, I think I
Aw.
did know that, but yeah, that's an awesome fact. And Val
That's
is
really
saying that
cute.
it's called Devil's Night, at least in Detroit.
Yes.
That makes sense. Devil's
See, I
Night.
knew it was called something else.
Oh, Mischief Night as well. Mischief Night. All right.
Yeah. See, different names for different areas. Yeah. I noticed watching this, and I rewound it several times to make sure I wasn't crazy. For Halloween, Elliott, okay, he's dressed as, I don't know what, a zombie or something.
Yep.
And he has this backpack on, which is all the supplies, the phone that E.T. made, and they go off to sneak into the woods.
Mhm.
So we see him getting ready upstairs. He's wearing a red hoodie. We see him go down the stairs. He's wearing a gray hoodie. We see him walking off with his brother in the red hoodie, and then we see him in the woods with a gray hoodie. What?
I thought the red hoodie was because the
At the end.
iconic
Okay,
scene of him flying. So there are two
across the moon.
There are two scenes where he flies on a bike. Once by himself,
Yes.
where he's wearing the red hoodie
Yes.
and he goes in front of the moon. That's what's on
Yes.
the emblem.
Yeah.
logo.
Except that it's sometimes gray in that scene. Not when he's
I don't know if I
flying
noticed
across.
that. Because I know later
it's
he's
switched.
in the costume with the other kids, and
Yeah.
they fly in front of the sun going,
In the
down.
sunset. But he's
yeah.
wearing red.
But he's wearing red.
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting.
I
know
don't
if I now have
I
to
don't
watch
know. Like I went back like 4 or 5 times because I was like, I've got to be crazy. Like what? But yeah, it switched. I'm like, was he wearing two? Was E.T. wearing one of them? I don't know. Like
Maybe it's magic.
yeah.
Kimberly is saying that Drew Barrymore said that she kind of remembers being Gertie, and that she cried remembering this movie. Yeah, we all cry remembering this movie.
Yeah,
We're right
all
there
of
with you,
us.
Drew Barrymore. We're with you.
I think Steven Spielberg's her godfather too.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is an interesting fact. Paul says that Elliott freeing the frogs in the science class was based on a similar incident which Spielberg was involved with as a child that he was never caught for.
Good for him.
Yeah. Scarlett
I'm
hated
assuming
that
he wasn't
scene.
drunk.
She was like, what are they doing? Why are they killing the
yeah.
frogs? It was like, yeah, that's
Why?
is
Yeah,
fair.
why? She's right.
Yeah.
Like we had, and it was like got from like the butcher was like we had cow's eyes and we dissected them and had like the whole biology lesson about the eyes. I can still name all the parts because like I had to cut them and hold them. But you know,
I love this. As Josh is saying that Spielberg didn't have a beard during the production of E.T., which was weird to see on the bonus features because, like George Lucas, Spielberg is defined by his beard. I know it is kind of weird to see them without things like that. For some reason, like
Beardless.
beard versus non-beard is very upsetting to me. I'm like, no. If you're used to seeing someone with a beard and then you see them without a beard, it's not cool. It's and vice versa. It's a very strange situation. Thanks, Chance.
I had seen a meme that said a beard is the male equivalent of a push-up bra.
Yeah, agree.
I'm like, I can't not think that now. Yeah, I love it.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this either. Chance is saying that Harrison Ford was in E.T. as the school principal who scolds Elliott for the frog incident. It's a cut scene. He was married to the screenwriter. Yeah, I don't know if I realized until rewatching this that the screenwriter is a woman, which is incredible. Like, I feel like we spend so much time focused on Spielberg, which we absolutely should because he's incredible. But I was like, oh yeah, like props to the screenwriter because this screenplay is really, really well done. Like part of it certainly is direction, but a lot of it is also like the story and the screenwriting. So absolutely amazing. So
I love that.
You have to watch the deleted scenes, which you get on the Blu-rays or the DVDs
More Harrison Ford.
or the YouTubes, if you're depending on where you're watching. All right, well, we are quickly getting to the end of this episode, and I want to make sure we have time for some fun games and a prize. So we're going to swing into trivia mode. All right, are you ready, Nat? Are you ready, everyone watching?
Let's do it.
Let's pray that this works. All right, we are here. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. If you're hanging out with us in the live studio audience, you can play along to all of these questions by commenting in the chat live. So the first question, and if you're playing from home or you're watching or listening later, you can just shout out at the YouTube or at the TV or at your phone if you're listening. Which country or city did you first watch E.T. in? All right, now, what about you?
Where was I?
Where were you?
Canada, Montreal.
Canada, Montreal. So yeah, we were in Montreal when we first saw this. I actually don't remember what the first. I have no memory at all, as we've been discovering from when I was a kid. But but yeah, I don't remember when the first time I saw this. But it definitely would have been.
We would have been little.
Would have been. And we can see the map populating here. It looks like Paul was in San Jose. We have people from Tampa, Georgia, New York, Texas, Cleveland, and of course, Chance at the movie theater. Well done. At the movie theater. Nice. I was at home. I was too little to have seen this in the movie theater, which really Makes me sad. Ooh, we have a shout out from Massachusetts. Woohoo! I love it.
Hello.
I love it. All right. We are
Are
gonna.
there people on the map in the UK, Europe? I can't see.
Yeah. There's people in
Nice.
the. Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Got some. We have to have some geography. we
New
have Paul
Jersey.
in Ottawa, Ontario. Yeah. We got people all over the place, which is super fun. Dane was in Cincinnati. See, Dane remembers everything and where he was. All right, we're answering to the next question. You can keep answering, but you won't get to see your thing on the map. Here we go. We're heading to the next question. Okay, next question. In one word, what emotion does E.T. evoke for you? You only get to pick one word. What do you think, Nat?
Kindness.
Kindness.
Mhm.
This is hard because you could answer E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, or you could answer like the movie E.T. Like I was going to say
Oh, well.
childhood. There's no right or wrong. by the way.
I was
These are
like,
not
what
trivia
does
questions.
the character? I'm thinking the character because they call him E.T. is his name, and
Yeah.
I think he is kind.
All right, Nat's going kindness. I'm going childless. Childless. I'm going
I was
childhood. Dane says hope. Hope. Yeah, that's a good one. Hope. Oh, lots of fun ones coming in. So we'll let it populate or not. Maybe it. Oh, hang on. Maybe that'll do it. Or it breaks. There we go. Look at that. See, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we
Oh,
go.
look how fun that is.
Look
Oh,
at
more
we got it working. So if you're listening, there are words like
Friendship, yeah.
warmth, friendship, happiness, love, family, friends. Oh, all the best words. All the best words. No one put childhood, so you're wrong. Here, allow me to type it in and then I can add it too.
No. You're not
There we
competitive,
go.
Katie.
It's on
That's adorable.
What did
Look, my
you
answer's
say?
not there.
You say
Horrible.
that's a kindness.
I said
that's a
kindness.
All right, there you go. There you go. It's on the list. It's on the list. Oh, it made it so small. Did you see that? This tool hates you. All right, next question. Gertie, if you could
Kindness
teach
apparently is not super important.
if you could teach ET one human skill, what would it be? This is an important one. What human skill would you teach ET?
I don't know. What did he was like a intergalactic engineer. What do we need to teach him anything?
All of the important things.
Um,
Answers carrying over from last round. Kindness. I don't know if we needed to teach ET kindness. That's Kimberly answering the last question. Old. That's Paul answering the last question. Let's teach him how to. What can we teach him? I mean, last time that I played this game, I said tap dance. I'm gonna hold to it.
tap dance. All right.
Tap dance for the win. The font size appears to be based on the number of votes. All right. So if all of you put tap dance, then we win. All right, here we go. Tap dance. Oh, I like Andrew's how to talk. Yeah, valid.
Well, he did learn English.
He did learn
Though
English.
he did seem mostly self-taught.
Yeah. Kimberly.
With the help of Gert.
How to ride a bike. Everyone's putting tap dance because they're all just hoping that they'll win. That's why I love you guys. All right, let's shoot over to the next question. Tap dance for the win. I'd watch that behind the scenes. Tap dancing with ET.
That's cute.
All right, next question. There's no wrong answer, and you got to drop in 1 through 7. All right, so numbers 1 through 7. And we'll read them out loud because Nat won't be able to see them in the tiny view she has. But which part of ET resonates with you most? Number 1, the friendship between Elliott and ET. Number 2, ET learning all about our world. Number 3, phone home connection and longing for family. Number 4, kids outsmarting the grown-ups / the adventure vibe. Number 5,
Oh, that is good.
heartfelt moment when ET comes back to life. Number 6, the flying bike scene. Technically scenes. The flying bike scenes. Pure movie magic. And number 7, the emotional goodbye at the end, which is that resonates the most. I see a couple votes in for number 1, friendship between Elliott and ET. Good answer.
Yeah, I think number 1. Because we wouldn't have number 7 without number 1.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah.
Kathy's in
And
for
we
number
wouldn't
3.
have-
Flying
wouldn't
bike
have
scene.
number
Oh,
6
emotional.
without number 1 either.
Some people really liking that emotional goodbye at the
do.
end. Oh,
That's
but
so
still
sweet.
holding strong. Friendship's still the top
Yeah.
answer.
I
All
love
of you guys
also
with
at the
friendships.
end, at the goodbye scene, how the mom was just like so. She's like, okay,
I
all
know
right. Like she's
she
like
buckles
sinking down
in.
to her knees, and it's like
Yeah.
it's. I could imagine she's thinking, oh my son really did this. Like he showed this alien love and compassion, and also there's aliens.
And also there's aliens. I love it.
I mean, you did like if I was that mom, I'd be so proud of my kid for helping this alien, for helping, save him, for taking care of him, and for doing the right thing,
Yeah.
like just getting him back home to his family.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
She is
I'd be
like
so proud of my kid.
she's she's the best. I mean, she really she deals with all of the nonsense and still just trusts them and is like fine at the end.
Yeah.
At the end. She's like, oh yeah, no, we're just gonna take this alien back to
She's
its
like,
spaceship.
no, my kids
Yeah.
are awesome.
Let's do this. I'm in for it. All right. All right, now we're gonna have to write some sentences. In 1 to 2 sentences, how has your perception of ET changed from that first viewing back in all across the world, including Europe, to now? All across
It
the world to
hasn't.
now.
Like, I still feel exactly the same. I love ET. I love the movie. I still hate the scary spacesuit men.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I don't think my
changed.
opinions changed at all. I'm glad they liberated the frogs, because what the heck was that?
Yeah.
I like
The frog
thank
liberation.
God.
That was the important one. Paul's with you.
Yeah.
Not sure it has changed. Not sure it has changed.
No.
I think the only thing that changed for me is my admiration for the mom.
Oh yes.
I
You
could
know
care
what?
less
That's
about the
true.
mom as a kid.
Single parents out there, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
Single parents.
Shout out to
it's
single parents.
That is a superpower.
And my hatred for the
is-
dad. My hatred for the dad and my admiration for the mom. Those are
She's
my
like,
two things.
her kid is apparently drunk and liberating frogs from science class, and he's in Mexico, which he apparently hates. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
that is a not an amicable separation.
Oh, I love it. I love the music. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
It's been more than 30 years. Yeah, it's right. People have watched it
Seriously.
recently. Yeah, John Williams. That's another. I mean, we didn't give him all of the credit, but John Williams is one of the most iconic composers, I think, of our generation, certainly,
Yeah.
and still at it. He's in like his 90s, and it's just like, yeah, no, still doing.
Yeah,
the
whenever
thing.
you have a really emotional score that really lends to the emotional like viewing of a movie, it's usually like one of 2-3 names. Like, and it has been my whole life. It's always the same people.
All right, let's have some fun.
All right.
What's an emoji that captures your favorite moment or feeling from ET? I'll drop them in for you now.
The pointy finger.
The pointy finger.
Is
So
there
we
a
need like
finger?
a finger, not a
We need a
middle
finger.
finger. We need this finger. We need this finger here. Nope, not that one. This one.
I mean, if it's middle finger, then I guess that's what we'll go with.
No, it's the cross finger, but then also
yeah.
the pointing finger. It's really more the pointing finger.
Yeah.
No one give
I
us
mean,
the
like-
middle finger. I mean, I guess. Ouch.
Yeah. And even like phone home, and
phone
it's
home,
it's
yeah.
one of those things that just
Yeah.
is continuous throughout the movie. Like his little fingers going up all the time. I love when he's trying to heal the brother's head. And it's just the Halloween costume where it looks like he has a knife going through his head, but
Yeah,
it's just a headband.
like,
And he's like, ouch. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, it's fine. It's not real. Like, it's so cute.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Oh, we got
Little
a
spaceship, a
bike, a
bike.
spaceship. I love it. I love it, guys. I've thrown up hearts for our friend ET. Yay! Make a set face has the bike, spaceship, hearts. Awesome. And then I do want to share. Paul was this one first. The filmmakers had requested that M&Ms be used to lure ET, but the Mars company denied their request, fearing that E.T. was too ugly that he would scare the kids. But Reese's Pieces was like, nah, we're here for it.
It's like, this is great marketing.
Yeah, bring it on. Yeah, Caleb's got the alien, the finger, the bike, the good finger, not the bad finger. All right. Hang in with us for a little bit longer. All right, we're gonna let you all rate the movie for us. Normally, we have you drop the amount of weird potato stars, bikes, spaceships, etc. that you vote for this. But tonight, we thought if you put 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 being this is the best movie ever, and 1 being it will allow us. We can see the cumulative rating. So, Nat, what do you think? You get to vote tonight. I'll put your vote in for you.
I know.
Normally, you just get to sit here while I rate, and then you agree.
I don't always.
Yeah, sometimes you disagree. Yeah.
I want to give it like not 5 because that like most of the second half is just emotional damage, right? Like it's
emotional damage.
just, but it is 5 because when you get to the end, it's worth going through that whole journey with them, you know?
Uh-huh.
So 5.
All right. Well, we have mostly 5s. Andrew's going in at 3. Yeah. Give it a little bit more time for everyone. Val gets to vote tonight because she has actually seen it. So Val's vote is valid. Is valid. Yeah, I don't know. This almost feels like a Disney movie to me in that, like, in the same way that we're like, well, we don't rate Disney movies. It feels weird to rate E.T. This is like the most iconic movie of all time. Chance is saying like this is a perfect score 5. Like, yeah,
it really is.
Kathy's in at 4. Right? We got 11% for 3. We had 11% for 4. 78% for best movie ever. Which is hard. I mean, hard. If you say best movie ever, which I can never say that because there's so many.
There's like
favorites.
Millions of best movies ever.
Depends on my mood. The movie that moves you is timeless. There we go. Daryl for the win.
Very well said.
A couple more fun things. And then we're going to choose our winner, and then we will wrap for the night. All right, so this is an actual question. You have to answer this correctly. There is a right answer and a wrong answer. Since we were talking about Reese's Pieces, in E.T., the Extra-Terrestrial, which sounds like the weirdest possible. Does anyone call it that? I don't think so. Anyway, what is the significance of the Reese's Pieces candy? And if you can't read these because they're too small. 1, it was used to lure E.T. into the house. So put number 1 if you think it was used to lure E.T. into the house. Put number 2 in the chat if you think it was E.T.'s favorite Earth food. Put number 3 in the chat if it symbolized Elliott's childhood innocence. Reese's Pieces do kind of symbolize childhood innocence. I'm with you on that. And put number 4 if it was just a straight up product placement deal with the Mars company, Mars Inc., number 4. And if you're watching or listening later, don't worry, you can still yell it out at the screen. And you're right. Whatever you said is correct, and we appreciate you being here. But if you're hanging out with us live, drop number 1, 2, 3, or 4 into the chat to answer this correctly. What do you think, Nat?
It's number 1.
Oh, Nat. Well, way to give it away. You're supposed to just say what you think, not what the correct answer is.
Well, that's what I think.
All right. Well, we have a couple guesses for number 4. We have a bunch of guesses for number 1. We have 1 guess for number 3. It did introduce the candy. It did introduce the candy.
Yeah. It was great product placement for sure.
It was great product placement.
Because we did see it for almost a half hour of the movie was like devoted to this kid running around with this bag of candy.
That's true.
Like that's great product placement.
It's true.
And it was a very distinct looking bag too, so everybody knew what it was.
Yeah. The cynic in Kathy says it's 4. Chance is going 1 and 4. You can choose 1 and 4. Chance.
That's not wrong.
6 of you have answered correctly. The right answer was number 1, but probably also number 4. And we didn't do trivia tonight because of this reason. A, it could have broken and then we would have been in trouble. And B, it sometimes you all talk us into alternate correct answers and then we're in trouble. All right, last one. And I'm going to give you a little bit of time. It looks like a bunch of you have already entered without even realizing it. All right, we have our Wheel of Wonder. If you have commented at least 3 times in tonight's episode, you're live and you've commented, we've added your name to the Wheel of Wonder. This is your name, your YouTube name. If it lands on the VHS Club video podcast, which is us commenting as me and Nat, then
That doesn't work.
We'll spin again.
Spin again.
We'll all cry and go
Okay,
home.
Vanna White, let her rip.
But we got to give a couple seconds because there's a little bit of a delay. So if you don't see your name on and you're feeling real sad about it, throw some quick comments in. You need to comment at least 3 times in order to get in. Paul is commenting, it caused more and more companies to request that their products be used in movies. All of a sudden, companies were like, whoa, wait a second, product placement.
Yeah, Coors and Reese's got a great deal.
Yeah.
With this movie. Like that worked out super well.
I love it. Like, it's a kid's movie. Let's make the alien and the kid drunk. Let's use Coors Light. Let's go all in. Let's go all in.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do final 15 seconds. Well, people are, I think everyone's in, but just in case, but people are panicking. I see mine, go me. I'd like to buy a vowel. Okay, well, while you're panicking and adding in your comments, we'll just go over here and show you that we were at 5. We were at 5. Yeah. We were at 5 potatoes. Christian Slater, Mr. Potato, we're thinking maybe, we may need to send Nat another potato in the mail. So maybe we'll have to find a different picture of Christian Slater. You'll all have to send some examples. It has to be like an 80s or 90s Christian Slater, but we don't have him anymore. We need some more product photos for our show. So we'll have to send
and we
one.
did take it when the potato had already started turning.
It's true.
So, I need a fresh tater.
We need a fresh tater. So potato parcel will be coming back to you soon for updated product shots. All right. Back to trivia.
I could just buy a potato.
Nonsense. We need to send it through the mail. All right, back to trivia. Are you ready, Nat? You got to let me know when we hit spin. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. We're spinning.
Spin.
All right. Oh, we're going. Oh, it's very intense.
It's going so fast.
Super intense. Yeah!
Cherie!
Look at all the comments. It's showing all of the comments that she wants to know. She deserves it.
That.
Look at, she deserves it. Congratulations. You are part of our podcast club family and we appreciate you. Yay. And we're going to send you a $30 gift card to our shop so you can grab. At this point, we have a preposterous amount of ridiculous products. So we have socks and wine glasses and t-shirts and hoodies and a cardigan. There's all kinds of silliness. Yeah. Well, these ones, I will say, these ones are not in the shop.
We're both wearing our knockoff.
We're wearing our knockoff ones we got before we got the shop. So if you really want one of these, we can probably figure out how to send one of these to you. But we will also give you a $30 gift card to the shop.
The one, like the real tater shirts from our shop are much nicer. These are like plastic. I think I found these when we first started. I think I found them on like Temu or something. And I'm like, cool, potato shirts. Send one to Katie. She's like, what?
Oh, love it. No, I was like, no, this is the shirt I need to wear today. I have a whole bunch of Tater Tot swag, but this feels like this was the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, we started with these shirts. Like, this inspired our logo.
Well, we will have to do way more fun. So it worked. We did not break anything. Hopefully we didn't make it too boring for people that were listening or watching later. And I mean, if you are listening or watching later, come hang out with us in the live studio audience because it's way more fun with friends. That's what the whole point of a club is, right? So you got to hang out with us. And I will say before we jump off and cheers to episode 100, which is still surreal, that we do have a growing newsletter. We currently send it out one time a week that mostly is just reminders about the episode, but you can just hit like reply on that newsletter and it functions as an email. You can just email us and we can email you back. And we will try to start adding in some more fun things like fun facts. And maybe we'll have Nat start blogging again her thoughts and feelings about things. We could do some giveaways in there, which might be really fun. Josh is saying he always wears his VHS Club t-shirt, which I absolutely love. Thank you so much for that, Josh. So yeah, hopefully you will all sign up for our newsletter. We'd love to just have you there or pass along the information to a friend so that they can sign up as well. Because then we can let you know what cool stuff we have coming up. And Nat, I'm trying to remember. Allow me to reference my notes. Next week is Cult Classics. cult
Yeah,
classics.
so we're talking about a type of movie, not
not a
or
specific
well, a type of
one.
movies, because it's not like cult classics are very just randomly um like it can be the weirdest thing that makes a movie a cult classic. It could be like Empire Records got tried to get buried by the studio because they wanted Clueless to be the #1 movie, so they basically didn't release Empire Records, which made Empire Records a cult classic. Or it could be The Room with that crazy guy that may or may not be from Russia, that may or may not have used his trust fund to make one of the worst movies of all time, which is actually fantastic.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic in the fact that it is so bad. Which we have to do that one time on the
Yeah, we
pod.
definitely have to do that one. So do us all a favor. Do Nat and I a favor. Whether you sign up for email or not, no worries either way. But definitely get in touch with us and let us know what your favorite cult classic movie or cult classics movies are, so that we make sure we include it in the episode. And big hugs to Chance. It has been kind of a brutal week in real life. So yeah, we're all sending hugs to each other. That's why it's fun to have a club where we can just talk about the past and nostalgia and movies and all of it. So big hugs to everyone who's having a rough week. It definitely has been a rough week for many people out there. Big sparkly, shiny on fire hugs and bikes and and Caleb saying, Goofy Movie, another cult classic. We've actually covered quite a few cult classics because this show is kind of a weird culty classic type show. So
we tend to enjoy cult classics. So,
we do love a cult
personally.
classic. Big Lebowski, that's one. Yeah, we should just make a rolling list. Maybe next week on the show, we'll just have everyone just throughout the episode drop in all the different cult classics that they've seen or love or enjoy, and then we can all take note and add them to our list live while we hang out. Well, thank you. Cheers to 100 episodes. I can't believe that that's a thing. And thank you so much to everyone for hanging out with us. Thanks to Val for never having seen many of these movies to make it way more fun. Congrats to Cherie and everyone else. And we'll be in touch, and we get your email address so that we can get the gift card out to you. And we will see you all next week for Cult Classics and a bunch of other fun stuff coming.
Thank you so much, everybody, for just hanging on with us.
I'm so impressed that we pulled this off. Everything was looking real dicey before we locked on. Everything
technically,
was
like we were potentially going to have a technical meltdown today, but it worked.
But it worked out. Awesome. Well, from all of us here to all of you, thank you so much, and we will see you next week in the club.
King Nat, walking the scene with you in no flicks from the 90s. So keen, the VHS Club, they're the talk of the town. Breaking